Hey guys, CryptoDad here again. Thanks for joining me. Sorry I got things a little last minute here, but I'm here and thank everybody for joining me. I'm going to put this thing here so that we're on the right day. How's that? Okay, so good to have you guys here. Didn't even get my backdrop up. All right. I am streaming. Okay, good. All right. Let's do this. Pop out chat. Mr. Welcome. Emil Petre, welcome. Good to have everyone here this morning. So this is the Bitcoin Basics Hour, where we talk about Bitcoin in most basic terms. You can throw out questions. We'll try to stay focused on Bitcoin, but there are other cryptocurrencies out there. And but Bitcoin, if you're not familiar with it, is it's like a commodity in many respects. It's something you can buy and sell, and you can hold it. It's also totally digital. There are no paper Bitcoin certificates, although it is possible to make a Bitcoin paper wallet, which I guess is sort of similar, but Bitcoin is decentralized, so no one is going to issue you a certificate from some sort of main organization, right? Bitcoin is totally decentralized. So you hold it by virtue of having a Bitcoin address, and you can store Bitcoin in that Bitcoin address, and you can send and receive Bitcoin in that Bitcoin address. Now, there is an organization that's responsible for the code of Bitcoin. Let's, wow, boy. Off my game this morning, I'll tell you that. All right, so let's go over to, okay, wow, all right. Sorry, guys. All right, so if we go Bitcoin, GitHub, we can look at the code repository, the main code repository for Bitcoin. GitHub is a place and like a server where people can post code, share code, edit code. They can download the code and work on it and make changes to it, improve it, fix bugs, and then upload it. So in this respect, the code repository is sort of centralized. There's only one main code base. Now, this code base might be existing on several different servers at any given time, but in this sense of having a main code repository, this is centralized. But the way Bitcoin works in the real world is decentralized, right? It's a distributed ledger. When you install a Bitcoin wallet on your computer or your phone, your phones don't usually download full nodes, but on your computer, you would download the entire Bitcoin blockchain to your computer. And then in that sense, you're running a node, right? You're connected to the rest of the blockchain. And you can run a wallet in that environment where you stake out your address on that blockchain. And you can send and receive Bitcoin from there. And in that respect, it's decentralized. All right. So in order to destroy Bitcoin, you'd have to destroy every Bitcoin node running everywhere in the world. As long as there's one copy of the Bitcoin blockchain, then Bitcoin still exists. So I wanted to talk a little bit about trading Bitcoin today. Let's see. Slim DRE, hello. Fen Barrio. Blockstream, Green Wallet, and Ledger X on iOS. I could do a little Ledger X on iOS. I'm not set up for the Blockstream Green Wallet. I can check into it. Mr. has a Bitcoin address question. I have a Ledger Nano X and accidentally sent Bitcoin to my Bitcoin Cash wallet. there's no way to extract it. There are many warnings that you'll get on exchanges that tell you don't send Bitcoin to a Bitcoin Cash address because it will disappear. So I don't know of any way to extract it. And there are plenty of people out there that will try to give you false hope and tell you that if you pay them $300 or $500 or whatever, that they're going to recover that Bitcoin for you. That's a scam. Those are all scams where they tell you that, hey, I've got the number to a great hacker. Here's his email address. Here's his phone number. You call these people. They're scammers. They're going to take your money. So unfortunately, Bitcoin is based on math, and math is very unforgiving, and cryptography. So if you send Bitcoin to the wrong type of address, it's gone. Now, there are situations where you might attempt to do it, like sending Bitcoin to an Ethereum address, and your wallet would just outright reject it. It would say, this is an invalid address. But unfortunately, because Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash are similar and have similar address formats, then there's no safety net, right? You could easily accidentally send Bitcoin to a Bitcoin Cash address or vice versa. So I hate to be the bearer of bad news. All right, so I have my phone here, and someone asked me about the Ledger Nano X with the iOS based. Now here is the desktop based Ledger Live. So what I'm going to do here, and that's messed up. Let's try this again. I switched my resolution. There, that's more. There we go. That's more. All right. So we can run Ledger Live from our phone as well. If I could, whoops. Let's get this. Let's hide that. Now, the accounts may not totally be synced up at the moment, so I'm just going to do a quick sync because I have added some new accounts. So what I'm going to do here, and this is just for your own benefit and mine, right? So I'm going to go up here to the gear icon in the desktop version, and then I'm going to go over in settings. I'm going to go to accounts. And here we see that export account feature. I'm going to hit export. Now, you'll see there that you've got this moving QR code, which has the information of all the accounts that you've set up in your Ledger Live. So I want to sync up my desktop to my iOS based. So in iOS, I'm going to tap that plus in the top right corner. And I tap that plus, and then down there at the bottom it says, you can't see it because I'm covering it up, it says import accounts. So I'm going to tap that import accounts, and you'll see there that it's got the camera opened up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold my phone up to that QR code. Notice the percentage progress down there at the bottom as it's importing all of the accounts. All right. And there. So there's a few accounts that were not on my phone that I'm going to import into this phone-based Ledger Live. So I'll tap import, and now I've synced up my accounts. As it turned out, from what I noticed, I didn't really need to do that. There are some, they weren't that important to what we're doing today, but it's a good idea to try to keep them synced for your own sanity, because it will kind of get you discombobulated when you look back and forth between the two and notice that they aren't synced up. Now, also, I should point out that if you, there are some accounts that I have added. Look, I think the Vertcoin, let's see, is the Vertcoin in here? Oh, it is. Okay. It's possible to have accounts on the phone that are not in the Ledger Live interface on the desktop, right? So I could have had, let's say I had added a Litecoin account in the desktop, and then I exported to my phone so that the Litecoin account was on my phone, and then deleted it on my desktop. And then after another export, it wouldn't export that again, but the Litecoin would remain on the phone account. So it is possible if you are exporting and then you look at your phone and you say, hey, the balances are different, it's possible that there's an account on the phone that you've deleted in Ledger Live desktop, or you may have simply added the account using the phone-based interface, and that's possible too, an account that you don't have in Ledger Live. So, okay, that may be a little more advanced than you guys might want to deal with today, but so now I've got access to my accounts here on my phone. Let's go ahead and we'll take this down. I try to stay basic in this one, but we'll go ahead and go with the phone-based interface today. I probably don't cover that enough. All right, so I talked about maybe trading Bitcoin earlier today. So let's look at, I've got an account there that says Ledger Affiliate Segwit, and that account has some Bitcoin in there. So what I'd like to do is trade that Bitcoin for Ethereum, right? I want to swap it. Now I can't do it directly in my wallet. My wallet does not support coin swapping. There are certain types of wallets that do. But generally the wallet itself doesn't handle that. There's usually a third-party exchange involved in any kind of coin swap. So I'm going to kind of keep it basic here. I'm just going to show you how I'm going to send the Bitcoin to an exchange, and then after the Bitcoin arrives in the exchange, I'm going to go ahead and sell that Bitcoin for Ethereum. And then I'll try to get the Ethereum back in my wallet if it works, if we have time. So the first thing I'll point out is that sometimes when you send coins to an exchange, it takes a while, right? It might not happen as quickly as a regular blockchain transfer because the exchange has its own internal mechanisms that might take the Bitcoin longer to actually be available for selling or trading on the exchange. So we're going to hope today that we have pretty good luck with our time frame, right? All right, so I'm going to disconnect the ledger from my computer, right? We're going to go all Bluetooth this morning because we're using the iOS-based version of Ledger Live. So there's Bluetooth capabilities in this device, and we'll be able to interface with our phone. All right, so that's pretty cool. So first I'll enter my PIN, get everything up and running here. Let's go here to 6. All right. Oh, come on, Rex. I did it again. Okay. Come on. There you go. Okay. Wow. All right. Now, let me turn this camera on over here. Let's get it close. Let's get this going here. Okay. There we go. All right. So I'm at the home screen of my Ledger device, and you can see it's not connected to my computer. So now what I want to do is send some Bitcoin to an exchange. Now, the first thing I'm going to need to do is get an address for the exchange. All right, so I'm going to use my Crypto.com account. So Crypto.com is an iOS-based app, and it's a cryptocurrency exchange. It's custodial holding, right? So I can actually hold Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies in this account, but I don't control the private key, all right? But we need to use these types of third-party services if we want to trade coins and buy Bitcoin, right? So I'm just going to show you how to swap Bitcoin today, and we'll talk a little bit about how we would buy Bitcoin. So, okay, let's do that. Sorry, guys. All right, let's say I just want to buy some Bitcoin on my crypto.com account. And so how am I going to do that? Well, I need to deposit some actual money in the account so that I can use it to buy Bitcoin. So this is what we call a fiat on-ramp. So I will go down to the lion icon down there at the bottom, all right? And there it says fiat wallet up there. I'm going to tap that. Now, as you can see, the fiat wallet is empty. So the way to fund that is I'll tap right there on that bar that says US dollar and 0.00 USD. And I'll tap that. And then I've got an icon in the middle there under the 0 that says deposit US dollar. All right? And then I am given information that allows me to deposit money in my crypto.com account by a basic bank transfer, which I do from the other end of my bank account, right? So I go into my banking app and I initiate a transfer and I put in this information to transfer the money. So let's say I transfer $1,000 to this account and routing number. And then in a couple of days, business days, the money will appear in my fiat-based account and I'll be able to use it to buy Bitcoin. So that's what probably most basic beginner people want to do, is simply use their existing money to buy Bitcoin. All right, but we're going to take some Bitcoin that we already have and deposit it into this account. There are some cryptocurrency accounts that it makes more sense for you to buy some Bitcoin somewhere else and then deposit it into the account here for trading, right? So there are some cryptocurrency exchanges that don't have the coins we want. There are others that do. So sometimes it makes sense to just simply use cryptocurrency to fund your account. So that's what we're going to do today. So I'm going to go down here to where it says, I'm going to hit wallet first. I'm going to switch over to the wallet interface. As you can see, there's not much in here right now. I'm always moving stuff in and out. All right, so I'm going to tap Bitcoin, and I'm going to tap transfer. Now, there's the Bitcoin address that I want to move some Bitcoin to. So I need it on my, oh no, I don't, because we're doing the phone base. That's cool. So I'm just going to tap that little icon down there where I want to copy the address into my clipboard, right? So now we're going to move back over to Ledger Live, and we're going to do a send, and I'm going to tap here and tap again and paste, and now I have the Bitcoin address of my crypto.com account in my my Ledger Live interface, right? Now Ledger Live is simply an interface to this device. This is where I have the private keys stored. It's what we call hardware storage or cold storage, right? Because the private key is not exposed to the internet. It's not connected to the internet. All right, so down at the bottom, I've got UseMax. We'll do that. We'll hit continue. There's an overview of the information of the transfer I'm about to undertake here. We'll hit continue. Now, this is where Ledger Live iOS-based is asking me to connect through Bluetooth to my Ledger Nano X. I've got a couple set up here. Remember, we're not transferring the private key across Bluetooth. It's only the transaction data. So the private key is never exposed to the Bluetooth going back and forth between your phone and the device. All right. So I'm going to tap that. Now it wants to know where my ledger is. And my ledger is here. It's within range and it's on. And I've got the PIN entered and I'm at the home screen. So all systems go. Now, there's one little thing left that I need to do, and that is enter the Bitcoin app on the device, right? So here's the device. Now we need to get into the Bitcoin app. You can see here that I'm on the Ethereum app at the moment, right? So I'm going to, let's see, this button here. I'm a little backwards because I'm looking in a mirror. So I'm going to move one button until I get on top of Bitcoin, right? And there it says Bitcoin. Now I'm going to tap both buttons at the same time. Just click. And then now I'm in the Bitcoin app. Now the phone should recognize this shortly and will start to process my transaction. Okay? So there it is. The phone is showing that we've connected the ledger. We're in the Bitcoin app. The device is now asking me to review the transaction. So I'm going to move over. There's the amount of Bitcoin I'm sending. There's the address I'm sending to. There's the fees that I will incur on the Bitcoin blockchain network. Pretty small. Right? And now it wants me to accept and send. Now, what I'm doing here is signing the transaction, right? The transaction data was sent to my device, and then it wants, and now that I've approved the transaction, the device has done a digital signing of that transaction using the private key. But it does math, right? It takes that private key, it signs the transaction. It's a mathematical transformation or a process. And then it generates a signed transaction. And that signed transaction goes out from the device over to the phone to let the application know that I've approved the transaction, right? So the private key never left the device. The private key was only used internally to sign the transaction. And now we've managed to complete that transfer. Let me show you one more time because I wanted to do more than one. Right, that account's empty. Let's go to one more account. I'll do the same thing. Now you can see where it says Bitcoin native SegWit. I'm going to tap that one. I'm going to do another send. I'm going to use that same address. It's still in my clipboard. There's that Bitcoin address. I'm just sending more Bitcoin to the same account. Right? And then I'll send the max on this one too. I hit continue. There's the information. We'll hit continue one more time. We'll choose Ledger Nano X. And this time it went straight to transaction because I was already in the Bitcoin app. Right? I didn't have to make that extra step. And I'm upside down again. Right? Now, review transaction came up right away. Like, because I was already in the Bitcoin app. Let's review this one. A Bitcoin amount. I'm clicking the button to advance to the next screen. Bitcoin address. Click that button again. Bitcoin fees. Accept and send. Hit both buttons. And then the transaction goes out. Right? I'll get this. Now, that's all well and good. The only caveat to all of this is since we're in the middle of a live stream, it may not appear in the crypto.com account right away, right? It's probably not going to... oh, wait a minute. No, wait. No, it's not. See, down there is where I'll see pending transactions. But at the moment, I don't even have a pending transaction. So it hasn't actually been processed in to the crypto.com exchange yet. Right? So we're going to have to wait for that. And bad news, sometimes it takes like half a day. So we may not see it. We may not be able to like complete this whole thing while we're doing the live stream. So, but we can try some other things that would demonstrate the same principles. Right? So, but we did at least show that we had a transfer, how to do a transfer from our Bitcoin wallet to an exchange, right? So that may be a skill that a lot of people don't have yet. They may love Bitcoin, they may own Bitcoin on an exchange, they may even have moved it into their own wallet. That's sort of the next phase of Bitcoin ownership, when people learn the skill of after they buy the Bitcoin on an exchange, find a wallet, install the wallet, configure a wallet, and then move the Bitcoin in there. And then That's most people's, the most average Bitcoin user skill set right there. Buy some on an exchange and put it in their own wallet, right? But there's another skill that I just demoed that is also handy to have around, and that is moving the Bitcoin out of your wallet back to an exchange, right? That's how you would cash out, right? If Bitcoin were on a tear and you wanted to cash out, you'd move the money back to your exchange so that you could sell it for dollars, right? And then withdraw. So let's talk about, let me just check to see what questions are being thrown out at me. XRP agent is here again. Good morning. I'm going to give you a shout out, my friend. You're not a little friend. I'm sure you're taller than I am, so I shouldn't refer to you as my little friend, my good friend. I'm so used to calling my son that. I say that all the time. What do you need, my little friend? All right, so let's go here to YouTube. And there's XRP Agents live right now, right? So if you want to check out what's going on in the trading world, more XRP centric, then swing over and check out the XRP agent. Have a little coffee or tea or bicarbonate of soda or whatever you like to drink in the morning. Your bioimmune whatevers. Stay healthy, everybody. Thanks for joining us today, William. It's good to have you. All right, so I want to quickly just go through some of the comments that have been coming up here. Mister, you're welcome. I'm sorry for the bad news, but I try to give it to you straight. Hey Rex, I just saw an ad claiming BTC is now available on Coinstar machines. Pretty cool. So there's more and more ways to purchase Bitcoin these days than there used to be. All right? And that's good news. I have Bitcoin Cash stuck on my Ledger X, but I can't retrieve it because it's at 2 addresses. Shows Bitcoin Cash, but when I try to withdraw, it won't work. It says incorrect address. I don't know if I'm going to have time to cover that because I don't have a Bitcoin Cash account in my Ledger. If I did, then maybe I'd check a little bit. But I also know from experience that, and this is back in 2017, that there is a way, at least there used to be a way in the old Chrome apps to actually move that claimed Bitcoin Cash into a regular Bitcoin address once it became Bitcoin, but or the other way around. Sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't really want to. I can't really help you with that right now because I don't have the accounts on my or any balance to demo any of that right now. But what is it? It shows Bitcoin Cash. When I try to withdraw, it says incorrect address. Okay, that's weird. Maybe you're trying to withdraw it to the wrong address format. I will point something out here. Bitcoin Cash. Oops. Sometimes the place you're trying to send is got an incompatible address format for the wallet that you're using. This happens with Bitcoin occasionally. So I would check to see where it is you're sending it. And also you might want to just, like, if you go to your Bitcoin address and choose receive. Am I still on Bitcoin? Oh, I'm on my computer. Sorry. You could see the address format of the wallet that you're using. And then wherever you're trying to send it may be using a different format. So you might want to try to convert the address so that it's compatible with your wallet. All right? I'll just say that. But I'm not really prepared to handle a Bitcoin Cash troubleshooting this morning. How can I sync my desktop to my Mac laptop Ledger Live? Oh, okay. Um, there's really no way to sync the accounts across computers other than simply you can eyeball it, right? So I could take my Ledger Live on this computer and completely uninstall it and wipe all the information off so that it shows there are no accounts at all. And then I could simply connect my Ledger device. We'll do that. We'll connect to the computer. Got to put my PIN in again. Okay. I think I can demo this little issue for you pretty easily. All right. All right. Let's see. Of course, I've emptied out all my Bitcoin accounts, which is kind of a shame, but that's okay. Let's see here. Let's do this little Ethereum account. All right. So let's just assume that you've just installed Ledger Live. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go up here to the edit account. I'm going to delete this Ethereum account completely. All right. Now you've got a let's see, you've got a desktop Mac, right? That I'm assuming is running Ledger Live, and you've set up accounts, right? So you have a list of accounts. Now, if you go over to your laptop and install Ledger Live, then it'll be blank, right? There won't be any accounts in it, but you can still connect the device. You've already got all your apps loaded, right? You don't have to go to Manager and download apps again. All you have to do is connect your device to your new copy of Ledger Live. And just for the sake of argument, try to imagine that there are no accounts in this Ledger Live right now. Let's say, and so I know that I have Ethereum on my Mac desktop. So I'll hit Add Account on my laptop. We'll assume we're on the Mac laptop right now. And we'll say, I want to add Ethereum account because I know I have some Ethereum stored on my device, right? The private key of an Ethereum wallet is stored on this device. So I'm going to hit Continue, right? And then I'll need to enter the Ethereum app. So we'll just go over to Ethereum, right? And this time I'm connected, right? I'm connected. We'll hit Continue. Now, Ledger Live, and let's just assume this is the Mac laptop, empty Ledger Live, is now scanning the device, looking for any private keys that it can interface with, right? Now, Ethereum takes a few minutes. I don't know why. It's longer. It takes longer to scan for Ethereum addresses than Bitcoin. But that's okay. We got all day, right? So when you scan for a new account for a particular cryptocurrency, it does two things, right? It's going to create an empty wallet for you and offer you that empty wallet as your new account, all right? And it is also, while it's as in the process of creating an empty wallet for you, it's also scanning for any existing wallets, right? So you'll notice there that it already found the existing wallet, and it also sees this wallet that is already in there in my copy of Ledger Live. So we can sort of disregard that. So, but it also is offering me the to create an empty one, right? Which I could name whatever I want. But what we're interested in is this one that is it found it on the device, but it's not in my new Mac laptop Ledger Live, right? So we'll hit Add Account, and lo and behold, now my new Ledger Live on the Mac laptop has Ethereum in there now. the Ethereum account. So in order to sync completely, we're going to need to go we'll have to eyeball it, right? You'll have to go look over at your desktop and say, okay, I've got 2 Bitcoin accounts on there. So I better add a Bitcoin, right? So then you go to Bitcoin and you do that same thing, right? It would scan for accounts, any existing accounts that it finds on the device that are not in your current Ledger Live, will offer you the option of adding that account to your Ledger Live, right? Now, there might be an easier, quicker way to do it. You could, on the Windows, I can go to C Drive. I can go to Users. I can go to My Name, App Data, and then in roaming, there's a Ledger Live folder, right? That Ledger Live folder has all of the information, right? The account information. Now, I could take that folder and put it on a flash drive, and then on a different computer that I've just installed a clean copy of Ledger Live on, I could close Ledger Live and then drop this folder into the same app data folder on the laptop, and then relaunch Ledger Live, and God willing, you would see all the accounts that you had on there. Now on the Mac, you would probably need to go into the preferences folder of your in your library, which is a little tricky to get to. You have to hold down the Option key while you're looking at your. I don't have a Mac in front of me. Let's see. How to find. Whoops. The preferences folder on a Mac. Let's call that hidden. Yeah, hold down the Option key on your clipboard and click the Go menu at the top of the screen. With the Go menu open, you'll notice that pressing and releasing Option will display or hide a library folder, right? And inside that library folder, you can find, it's similar to this folder, right? It shows you all of your programs, and there's like a preference folder there's library, preferences, and then you'll find Ledger Live, and you'll find some folders in there that you might just be able to put those on a flash drive and then drop them in the same folder on the Mac laptop to automatically get all your accounts. But I'm assuming you maybe only have 1 or 2 accounts. It's probably easier just to scan for them on the device than it would be to go through all this. But if you've got like 15 different accounts and 15 different cryptocurrencies or whatever, and you want to try to make it easier, this might work too. But like I said, you don't have to worry about that so much because your private keys are on your device. Even if your computer wallets get screwed up, you can always reinstall them clean and start over, right? You're never going to lose any cryptocurrency, screwing around with your Ledger Live on your computer, right? You may not see it, you might freak out, but they're always there on the device. Right? They always will be. All right. Okay, so Adam78, Rex, I think it would be great to make the new people aware of all the scams out there. Lots of people who don't fully understand the crypto space are taken advantage of. There are loads of YouTube scam videos claiming to be crypto organizations and crypto people of notoriety. There are no free lunches. Digital Asset News Channel is doing a good job of making people aware of scams on a daily basis and reporting. So we mentioned earlier when you accidentally send Bitcoin to a Bitcoin Cash address or vice versa, that's a faux pas, and you lose your coins when you do that. It's just one of the pitfalls of cryptocurrency. That happens to a lot of people, and a lot of people look for help online, and there are a lot of scammers out there willing to take advantage of them. So that is a good point. Another thing I'll mention is that because Bitcoin is based on math, and math is very unforgiving, especially cryptography. If you don't have that private key, you don't have access to that wallet anymore. And most of the time, it's dependent on a password. So some wallets are sort of password centric, and if you forget the password, you can't get access to them. It depends on the type of wallet. Most wallets, if you forget the password and you have your 12 or 24 word backup phrase, you just simply restore the wallet and you'll have access to the cryptocurrency. So, but a lot of people lose the password and the backup phrase. And that is, it's in today's world, we are sort of lazy. We tend to rely on third parties. So if I lose my ATM card or my credit cards, I can just run to the bank and show them my ID, and they'll give me a new one and access to my money. It's not like that with cryptocurrency wallets. You are totally responsible. So if you lose the password and you lose the backup phrase, you've lost the cryptocurrency. But there are a lot of scammers out there that will give you false hope and try to tell you that they can recover that for you if you pay them. And generally, you have to pay them up front. Now, they may not only would they try to do something, take money for something that's impossible, they might even do worse. They might take advantage of the fact that you're not very knowledgeable and have you pull up that backup phrase and say, hey, let me help you restore your wallet. And then you give them that backup phrase, and then they've got your Bitcoin, right? It's bad enough that you've lost it forever and no one can access it. But it's even worse if you think you lost it and you somehow provide a scammer with the information they need to gain control of your wallet and steal your Bitcoin, right? Or Ethereum or any other cryptocurrency that you've got, right? So please be careful. I give good information. I never ask you to send me any information. Just watch my videos. I have a lot of good techniques. If you let's say it involves the ledger, just go CryptoDad. I did something wrong. CryptoDad, and then ledger recovery, right? Like that. And then you'll see I got a bunch of videos on how you do the recovery using your 24-word recovery phrase, right? And I got some other videos on how to recover Bitcoin in different types of wallets using that backup phrase. So please, please, please try to do this on your own before you go running to somebody that is, willing to do it for you for a fee. Especially in the YouTube comments, and on these forums, they usually say, have some sort of success story. I could even find some for you now. Let's look for some. I can show you some scams right now. Let's go down here to comments. All right, here's a few. I just cleaned them yesterday. Okay, someone is missing. Thomas is great on IG. Thomas Hack Cash app, right? So they have disguised this so that it doesn't get flagged by not putting the .com at the end or an email address. Let's see. I think we can find them. And then some of them sneak by because they... there he is right there. Brian Thomas 11. Oh, see how they disguise it so that there's no... he got me 6K on Cash App. Right? These are all these scammers. Whoops. I won't do this. Whoops. I don't want to heart that guy. Right? I just go through and I remove these. I gave up trying to report them because reporting them is pointless. They just get new email addresses. Let's see if we can find another one. Whoops. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Holy cow, what have I done? Oh, I used my mouse wheel probably a little overzealously. Okay. See, I've recently gone through and got some of these. So I may not be able to find. Of course, here we go. I'm going to Walmart to do shopping with my family. We really appreciate your kindness. Hacker Robinson, phone number. Thank you for the special offer. God bless you. Beyond, sir. So you're going to see a lot of these success stories. I got 10K back from this hacker guy. I recovered my, $50 million worth of Bitcoin, and praise the Lord, and call this guy if you need help. Please don't fall for these. They're just ridiculously stupid. Okay. Sorry. Why is Charles so lazy making Cardano? He shares limelight with Crapcoin Tron, Justin's son's coin. Ref William Shatner meeting. Okay. Well, Cardano gets a lot of flack for being kind of a slow-moving organization, and they're programmers, right? And there's a lot of them, and they work together to create Cardano and try to make it safe and robust, and they're trying to fix some shortcomings in Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? They're trying to be cryptocurrency 3.0. So they're not rushing out to do this, and they're very slow and meticulous and scientific. So they get a lot of flack for that. But in many ways, that's a good thing, right? Let's check crypto.com and see if at least my deposit is pending. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, see, we're not gonna get any joy today. Crypto.com Bitcoin deposit can take a while. Interestingly enough, a Crypto.com Ethereum or ERC20 deposit happens very quickly. Yeah. So, but for some reason, Bitcoin takes a while to deposit. So I'm not really going to have time to do the trade thing, right? But I still want to be on that topic a little bit. So let's just go over to another cryptocurrency exchange. Let's go to Binance US, see what's popping over there. Let's get ourselves logged in. I got to put this in here. Oops. All right, Rex. Okay. All right, and by the way, when you're dealing with cryptocurrencies and passwords, try to be rigorous, right? Own the password. When you're presented with a password field, take a deep breath. Create good, strong passwords. Keep it in memory or keep it in a password manager or whatever you do, and type it in mindfully, right? It's good for your soul. So don't hate passwords, right? Embrace them. You will thank me for it. All right. Let's see. Google Authenticator code. Let's get into. Let's see. All right. All right. So look, there's some. I have an available cash balance on Binance US that I could use to purchase some Bitcoin or whatever, right? So what we want to do here, if we're in Binance US, this is a cryptocurrency exchange where I can buy Bitcoin and I can trade it for other things. I can also buy other cryptocurrencies with my cash and trade those or withdraw them or do whatever I want, right? So, but let's go over here to the wallet, and then you can see there where it says US dollar, I can hit deposit, and I have my bank account set up in here, right? I can just hit bank account and amount, and it'll transfer from my bank account, right? So that's the most basic level of purchasing Bitcoin, right? Connecting yourself to an exchange, whether it's Binance US, Bittrex, Coinbase, connecting your bank account or debit card, and then using your own money, your bank money, your debit card money, to fund the cryptocurrency account, and then use that money to buy cryptocurrency, right? But today I've got some cash in here, and it's about $30 worth of cash. Let's go to where's Ethereum? Oh, there it is. All right, so let's trade for Ethereum. I can buy Ethereum with US dollar, so I'll hit ETH US dollar, and then I'm gonna buy ETH. It's down there at the bottom. And I'm going to go to market so it happens right away. I'm going to hit 100%. I'm going to shave it down just a tad to leave myself enough left over for my trading fee. All right. And then let's go back to wallet. And there, we've got the Ethereum there at the top. Now, oh, we just got an alert from crypto.com. Let's see. All right, so the BTC deposit was received, and it's now pending, right? Actually, both of them, right? So let's go to Bitcoin, and we can see, where are they? They should show up here. There we go. So I have 2 pending BTC deposits. So, but we'll probably not be around long enough for me to trade there. But we'll go ahead and do the Binance US. I've got the Ethereum. Let's withdraw it to our own wallet. Now, I'm going to be a little tricky because we're going to do it with the phone-based ledger. Should we? Is that a little tricky? Yeah, not too bad. All right, so let's do that. Let's go over to Ledger Live. Actually, I'm not going to do it that way because I've got the ledger connected and everything, and I'm tired of entering my PIN. Let's just do the desktop-based. So I want to not this one. Oh, yeah, pardon me. All right, so here's my Ethereum account. I'm going to do a receive, and I'm going to hit continue. And now it wants me to unlock the Ethereum app on my device. So I'm going to hit both buttons to do that. Right, and then I'll hit continue once again. I'll hit continue, and there's my Ethereum address, right? All right, so I'm going to verify that on the device by advancing to the next screen. One button, right? Just one. And now both buttons to approve. Right? This is just a fail-safe where I'm just confirming the address on my device matches the one on my screen. So I'm going to copy that address into my clipboard. Let's go back over to Binance US. Let's hit withdraw on the Ethereum. We'll paste in our Ethereum address of our ledger-based wallet. I'm going to turn that on. We'll autofill the max by clicking available balance. We'll hit submit. And then I need my two-factor authentication for my Binance US. So let's go over there, hit Authenticator. Binance US is up there at the top, 090520. All right. And now what's going to happen is Binance US is going to send me an email confirmation, which I'm going to need to open and click on. It should be happening shortly. There it is. Okay. So I'm going to go over to my Gmail. And it's not that one. There. Binance US. Confirm withdrawal. And now I've successfully withdrawn. Now we can go. Now Ethereum seems to work pretty quickly. So let's hit sync. And we should see the Ethereum balance go up by $40. Pretty soon. Not right away. All right, it might take a little while. And then you'll see it here in operations when it comes in. All right. Let's see what you guys have got going on. I have the Ledger Nano S. I recently tried to connect. I've spent 2 days trying to get it to connect. It powers up, but will not connect to Ledger Live. Tried everything. Bootloader, new USB cable. Have you ever seen these devices just go bad? Yes, I have. I've encountered a few people that the device just goes bad on them. You know, it's just like anything, right? You can buy a new iPhone and get a lemon, you know, or have it go bad on you, and generally you'll just get it replaced. Now, as long as you've got your 24-word recovery phrase, you can just get another ledger and restore to that ledger, and you'll have access to all of your cryptocurrency. I mean, it sounds like you've done everything. You've done the bootloader. You've tried a new cable. You might try it on a different machine. You know, install Ledger Live on a different machine. Could be something between. I'll point this out. I worked with someone, and we sat and did troubleshooting for, I don't know, half an hour, just trying to get the ledger to connect. And it turns out it was more the computer than it was the ledger, right? So basically I said, okay, reboot your computer, try a different USB port. We went through all of that. And then finally I said, okay, look, I just want to see that computer, right? Okay, there, the Ethereum came in. But I said to the person, I just want to see something, a device, connect to that computer, because it just wasn't like coming up. There was no dee-doo-dee-doo sound, you know, from the USB. So they went and got a flash drive, and they connected it to the computer, and then the flash drive appeared on the desktop. And I said, okay, now you've convinced me that computer is recognizing devices, right? And then lo and behold, the next moment she connected it, the ledger, and all of a sudden it came up, ledger connected. It was on a Mac, so it like had an alert there, said ledger device has just been connected. We were not seeing that, but it had something to do with her computer. I don't know what the deal was, but it really had nothing to do with the ledger. There were too many things that had been connected, reconnected, I don't know. But as soon as she plugged in a flash drive, and the flash drive got mounted on the desktop, all of a sudden it recognized the ledger. So I don't know. Like, maybe try a different machine and see if the ledger will connect to that machine. Yeah, maybe try another cable. I don't know. It's weird. So try a different machine to rule out the device, right? Because it could be something with the computer. And I'm sure you've rebooted the computer on multiple occasions, and, you know. Sometimes it takes a clean install of Ledger Live. Sometimes it takes a clean install of Windows 10. I mean, there's always deeper levels that you can go to. But things get gummed up. The computer gets gummed up sometimes. Ledger gets but I'm not saying that it can't be the Ledger, right? It's possible that the Ledger device has gone bad. Oh, you did try on Ledger. Okay. You still have that 24-word recovery phrase. Um, I would suggest trying another Ledger. Maybe if you contact Ledger, that might take a while. It might behoove you, if you're dealing with like 10 grand worth of Bitcoin, just spend another $79 on another Ledger. Or better, invest $119 or whatever the cost is for a Ledger X. Bigger screen, holds more cryptocurrencies and apps at the same time. And you can use your 24-word recovery phrase from your Ledger S to restore to your Ledger Nano X. Right? I've done that. Whoops. Let's see here. All right, let's see here. Okay, here we go. There we go. All right, so maybe check out this video. This is how to restore a ledger restoring from a 24-word recovery phrase to a Ledger Nano X. Right. I thought I had another one that was. Okay. Let me look at the title. How to restore a Ledger Nano X. Oh yeah. The thumbnail what didn't tell the whole story, right? It's the title, right? How to restore a Ledger Nano X from the 24-word recovery phrase of your previous Ledger Nano S, right? The 24-word recovery phrases are compatible. Yeah. Unless you erase the device or somehow move the cryptocurrency out, you probably have it still on, the device stored in the 24-word recovery phrase, right? So if the device is faulty, get a new device, restore using your recovery phrase, and then you'll have access to those private keys again. And you'll be able to, now you might, I think, even when you use the 24-word recovery phrase, even when it's a different device and you go back into the Ledger Live that had the old accounts on there, it'll still recognize it as the same device that created the account, even though it's actually a different device, because it was, it has the same master private key when you restored it. So I think that's kind of cool, actually. All right, let's see where we're at here. I have two computers and the same problem with both. Okay. All right. So John is pointing out that he has checked and he's tried it on a different computer, same problem. So it's obvious for him. It's the device, and he's not crazy about Ledger anymore. I get it. I've been doing this a while. I've never had a Ledger go bad on me. I've got multiple Ledger devices, but because I run this channel, I've heard from a lot of people that have had bad devices. I've worked one-on-one with them, and we've determined that they've got a bad device. So I know it happens, right? And Ledger is a little difficult to use. Trezor is a little more user-friendly. I'm not that familiar with the Ledger. I use Trezor but I don't store a lot of my cryptocurrency on there. But Trezor is a good other option. There are other hardware wallets out there, but my advice is do your best to keep your cryptocurrency safe. Keep it stored. The best solution is a hardware wallet, I believe. You can try desktop based, you can do paper. There's lots of ways to keep your Bitcoin safe and secure. But for me, the most secure and convenient, the best mix of security and convenience is a hardware based wallet, like a Ledger or a Trezor or an Elipal or something of that nature, right? That's the way to go. And I know it's frustrating when they go fritzy, but when you make sure you put that 24-word recovery phrase in a safe place, and you never have to worry about your crypto being gone, right? Just a hassle with the device. My advice to a lot of people is to maybe have an extra ledger laying around that's in the box in case you get something, an emergency like that. The device fritzes out on you. You can quickly restore to the new device, right? Where can I trade Tron safely? I can't use Binance. Return the device. Get a new one. It's great. Okay, I can download Ledger Live on a Chromebook. Ledger Live is a Windows 10 based app. I don't believe the Chromebook would support it. You can still download the Chrome apps, but they're being depreciated. So you could download the old Chrome apps and manage your use your Ledger on a Chrome device, but you wouldn't be able to run Ledger Live on your Chromebook because Ledger Live is a Windows 10 app. But you could use these Chrome apps to manage some of your accounts, right? A little older, a little more cryptic, but doable if that's, if you've got the Chromebook and you're trying to figure out how to make it work, that'd be the way to go, right? I'll put that in the description there. How many Ledger X do you own? They have a Valentine's sales thinking to get extra. I only have 2 Ledger X's. I think I've got about 3 Ledger S's. But the Ledger X, I bought it when it first came out. And then I got another one when the Moon Edition came out. So, but I gave the Moon Edition to my daughter. So really, as far as me, I only have 1 Ledger Nano X. I wouldn't mind getting another one. I like them. So maybe I'll pick one up when I got a little extra cash, right? That I'm not spending on other things. Okay, well, I'm sorry you feel that way, John. But I hope that you're doing what you needed to do to an alternate way to keep your crypto safe. Right? Not everybody's a big fan of the Ledger platform. Okay, guys. So sorry we didn't get the full trade on crypto.com because of the time frame that we're in. But thanks for joining me. I hope I was able to throw some light on some transfer techniques and some good warnings about scammers. I hope you got something out of this. I know I did. I always do. Don't forget, I also have the live stream every Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live from Michigan, where I do an hour and a half, and we talk about Bitcoin. We talk about the price of Bitcoin. We go through the news, and then I take questions, and I move crypto around as a demonstration to sort of reinforce these techniques, these processes, in your mind, because a lot of people don't get a lot of practice doing these, and when they connect the device, they get stuck and they can't figure out which step to do next. So tune in for the live stream. You'll see me doing these and maybe get a feel for the whole process. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it. When you subscribe, there's a bell that you can click that will allow you to be alerted whenever I post new content. Once again, thanks for joining me, and hope to see you again soon.